Hi friends, this is Calpo in Piso. My brain is creating thoughts because we're having all this insanity in the world today. Nobody seems to realize where it comes from. Amazing, because nobody seems to realize that we are evolving to the primates that create thinking with our brains. And of course, sick brains can only create sick thinking, which sick thinking happens in all neurological disorders, schizophrenia, temporal lobe epilepsy, so forth, and religion, psychosis. All religious psychosis. Religion is a mental illness, friends. It's amazing that American atheist organizations don't realize it. They're blind to reality and clueless because they probably don't want to offend the churches, the centers of infection. Because people that accept resurrecting zombies, let's say with blood, all Christians do, show signs of neurological disorder, brain malfunction, the same like schizophrenia, temporal lobe epilepsy, and like autism, and many others. And a severe ingestion of drugs create all these crazy beliefs. Because what is religion? Religion is composed of very crazy beliefs. And these people, regardless of intelligence, because a lot of crazy people are very intelligent. And these people believe in resurrected zombies with blood, gods, angels, demons, and all that, despite their intelligence. So, just like in schizophrenia or temporal lobe epilepsy, some other neurological disorders, people that suffer from these disorders can be very intellectual, very intelligent. You have Isaac Newton, for instance, a schizophrenic, believe in magic stones and all that, a brilliant genius. And you see also Francis Collins and many other theotarded, ChristPsychosis infected imbeciles. This happens in doctors. And also, in my opinion, the Christ-psychotic infected missionaries are the lowest of the low. And you can see these people reject science, but they benefit from it. They're hypocrites. And you see that in the missionaries that went over to, they're doctors, and went over to help people with the Ebola virus. Well, they don't believe in evolution. And the virus has evolved. That's the reason you have Ebola. You have HIV virus and all those. Hey, they evolved. We're product of coitus. We begin by sperm, which is shot from the penis cries of our dads into our mother's egg and zygote form, and here we are, 9 months later, emerging out of the mother's cave with a blank brain. No knowledge, no information. And atheists don't seem to realize that fact. Dawkins doesn't seem to realize it. Harris doesn't seem to realize it, and the rest of them. And they're blind to the fact that all this believing God is a mental illness. It's a schizophrenia-like HIV of the neural array. It's a pathogen, like a virus, because a lot of these viruses, like the coronavirus and all that, create neurological disorders. Like schizophrenia, they're responsible for that. A virus. And makes people act, think very crazy. Like the coronavirus, for instance, which is in our genome. People don't realize that. And the virus, like all microorganisms, evolve. They all evolve. Like we evolve also. Which Christ-psychosis infected imbeciles, intelligent designer believe psychotics, they don't understand. But see these people, these missionaries, disgusting, disgusting. And they got infected with Ebola. These Christian psychotic imbeciles.
What you've heard, Don, that she has been given this. We're very thankful.
Now this guy,
earlier this morning,
this guy's a pastor.
With them, she seemed to be
Pastor.
quite stable.
Why don't they pray instead of using medicines to cure from Ebola? Why don't they pray, the imbeciles?
A bit.
Look at that.
And then we got this latest news.
Psychotic imbecile.
Serum. So we continue to pray.
Idiots.
We're very thankful that they're
continue to pray.
Medical help available, but above all, we're crying out to the Lord that He would heal Nancy.
Really?
Situation. You can imagine the heartbreak from them, and so we very much appreciate you giving this the news so that people can cry out to the Lord to help.
I want you to tell me about her work and how, in the course
missionary,
of her work, she
look at this idiot,
contracted this disease.
Yeah, they were missionaries. They've been missionaries with our church, Calvary Church in Charlotte, since the 1990s, and they came from an orphanage in Zambia.
Disgusting.
And went with a
missionaries are the lowest of the low. These imbeciles corrupt the brain of children with their crap.
The hospital.
And now they get Ebola. Why don't they pray, assholes? The reason they got all this science to combat Ebola, which is a virus, is because of science of atheists. In other words, people not infected with the crap of God belief.
To minimize the spread, got this terrible, heartbreaking news that she had tested positive. To date, David.
So it's absolutely amazing. These guys are ChristPsychotic infected imbeciles. You cannot be a scientist if you're a Christian piece of shit, believing in imaginary friends, believing in resurrecting something that's said with blood. And then they pray, and they pray. Well, assholes don't benefit from science. If you're a doctor and you believe that, you're like a schizophrenic, you're like a bipolar person, you're like somebody suffering from paranoia, schizophrenia, and a neurological disorder. And you can be a scientist and you still suffer for that crap. So, come on. And the people are getting infected, and then they don't, evidently they don't believe in prayer because they should not use medicines if they have Ebola, and don't use medicines. If you believe in the resurrecting somebody that's said with blood and a God, and prayers work, why don't you just simply pray? Pray. And why this stupid woman got infected with Ebola? Because she's a stupid missionary. Even though a doctor, she's a stupid missionary. They go to places that don't belong, try to infect the brain of children with this garbage of Jesus bullshit. And this is the problem. They get infected. Well, suffer. Idiot. And if they get killed and they die from you, why don't you rejoice? Why don't you give everybody Ebola? Be like a Muslims that they kill themselves and they say Allah Akbar, God is great for every damn thing that happens to them. Why don't you just kill yourself? If you're a Christian, be true to your faith. Kill yourself. Let the Ebola, flow through your veins and you suffer and die, and then the only life after this is bacteria and viruses eating your rotten remains. That's what's going to happen. And these idiots don't believe. If you're a true Christian, kill yourself. Infect yourself with Ebola. I mean, rejoice. you'll be headed away from this sinful planet, and you go into your imaginary heaven and crap like that, but you'll be rotten, eaten by bacteria. They evidently don't have any idea about what evolution is and science. Idiot, despite being doctors. Amazing.
Going to be easy, but they know what to do to fight. Use medical treatment because they believe it is witchcraft. So I'm going to bring in now Ebola culture and politics, the anthropology of an emerging disease. Is witchcraft. Do you believe it is hindering the efforts to fight the disease?
A belief in sorcery, witchcraft can contribute to health-lowering kinds of behaviors, because generally with sorcery and witchcraft, there's that it cannot be transmitted by touch. So kinds of accusations, but people have ways to distinguish. Local people have ways to distinguish witchcraft from
a psychosis, of course. Look at this. This is in Africa. 3 women are burned alive because accused of witchcraft. Why witchcraft? Because ChristPsychosis invented witchcraft, as I said. 1700 years, 15 missionaries, pieces of shit. All the churches teaching all this, going over there teaching all that crap. God believe is a mental disorder, it's a psychopathy. As I said, there is so much crime, so much psychopathy, thanks to this zombie God belief, because that's what Christianity is. They believe in witches, they believe in demons, they believe in demonic possession. They are racist pieces of shit. Look at the KKK. Racism is due to ChristPsychosis. Women killing children like this because of ChristPsychosis. It's a mental illness, and the stupid atheist scientists do not see it. They look at this. They are going to resurrect dead people from corpses, and they are psychotic people. You know, demon possessed. All this is thanks to Christianity. It's a mental illness, and there are millions of churches. Look at this imbecile, a Senate candidate, a piece of shit Christian, was to be elected. Look at, and we already have all these congressmen infected with ChristPsychosis. Look at Van Osteen. Look at this imbecile. All these Christian people give him money, tons of money. He's a multimillionaire. He doesn't pay taxes, and he raped the mind of children with all this garbage. In Brazil, guys say, "Well, my penis produces sacred milk, and I can save you." That comes from Egyptian religion 5,000 years ago. They worship penis cries of the Garatun and the milk. And people don't understand this because they are ignorant. They don't know any science or history. And where do you think witchcraft comes from, and all the rest of bullshit mythologies? Where do you think it comes from? Well, it's all from ChristPsychosis, 1700 years of ChristPsychosis crap. You have resurrected zombies that say with blood, we have vampires, zombie cheeses, you have angels, you have demonic possession, you have ghosts, you have spirits that infect people, you have virgin mothers, you have demons, and you have the rest of bullshit of the 4th century today in the 21st. And who spreads that crap? Missionaries, pieces of shit, deluded psychos. That's who spread all the crap of, they go to Africa. They've been doing that for like hundreds of years. Infecting these people. They give them witchcraft ideas. They give them all this, impose all the churches over there, and the churches teach about zombie Jesus and about the rest of the crap with demons and demonic possession and bad spirits and guardian angels and protected with prayers and rituals and witchcraft. That's where you get it from. Infecting instead of teaching them science, and stupid atheist scientists don't realize that, instead of teaching these poor people in Africa science and sending scientists over there, no, they send the piece of shit missionary Christian assholes over there to corrupt the mind of children. And what do you get? These children grow up and they become president of countries in Africa. And they fight each other with the Islam psychotics and the Christian psychotics and the rest of morons, killing each other, cutting their heads off. All thanks to religious psychosis, the neural array HIV that nobody seems to see. That's where your witchcraft come from. And they had your piece of shit missionaries going over there infecting the brain of children, and then they get infected by Ebola and they cry. No! Kill yourself, enjoy the Ebola. Some bitches will send you that so he can be with you. You be with him in heaven, sucking his penis Christ, enjoying it for all eternity. Have fun. That is the problem. That's where it comes from. It's all ChristPsychosis. I know truth hurts, but I only present facts. And everything is created in what? The brain. Get educated in neurology, you see what all this witchcraft and demons and gods and crap like that comes from. In the brain when it's sick. Some big I believe is a brain disease. Deal with it. Just like schizophrenia and the temporal lobe epilepsy and many other neurological disorders. There you have it. How many scientists, mentally healthy, in other words, atheists, doctors, scientists are infected with that specialize on viruses, are infected with the microorganism? How many? They protect themselves very, very well. I don't believe that's the case with people infected with ChristPsychosis, that believe in resurrecting somebody that say with blood. have a doctorate degree in medicine. And I believe this is what happened with these missionaries. These people are disgusting. They go to places that don't belong to infect people and impose their zombie God belief, the HIV of the brain of the neural array, infect them with them because of all the problems in Africa. All these religious wars from 1700 years is because of Christianity, ChristPsychosis, and all religion psychosis, all of them. And these disgusting people, missionaries, are to me the lowest of the low. They go over there trying to convert people, but also trying to help them with the supposedly virus that don't believe evolved because they don't believe in evolution. And they're such a coward, hypocrites, that if they get infected with Ebola, oh, they cry, oh, I'm infected, I'm scared of death, and all the family, the pastors, oh, they want to bring him over, and why? Why don't let him die? I mean, that's the zombie Jesus want him to bring him to them, bring him to his kingdom, so let him die. Infected with Ebola. You don't believe in evolution, so why this virus shouldn't evolve? It's being created by zombie Jesus like that. And he wants these people to die, so why don't you just let them die? Why to save them from the virus and benefit from science of mentally healthy atheism scientists that discover all these viruses? You don't see Christians discovering any viruses or doing anything like that. They didn't discover shit due to the psychosis. It's like mentally ill people trying to discover things. They don't. They're in the world of La La Land over there, or zombie Jesus. And the government is paying to bring these morons, these infected people from Africa to the United States. Taxpayers' money. Why? Why don't they leave the asshole missionaries over there and tell them to pray to the zombie God? Now, how the heck did they get infected? How? They won't tell you. Just like HIV/AIDS. Oh, it's a gay disease. Body fluids, friends. Body fluids. What is this Christ-psychotic infected doctor? How did he get infected with Ebola, a virus? Passed through fluids, body fluids. Didn't he have sex over there? And a lot of these Christian pieces of shit infected imbeciles are gay. They hate the sin and all that, and comment they are homophobic pieces of shit, and they enjoy visits from penis Christ. I'm bound to penis Christ. How did this doctor get infected with the Ebola virus? Question that. How did this Christian piece of shit get infected? It's going to be interesting to know, how did he get infected? He doesn't look too sane to me. His face reflects almost like HIV positive person. Perhaps it's his biggest secret. Well, friends, I hope you enjoy this little bit of truth that I'm presenting, because I don't bullshit. I always present scientific facts with the evidence to back them up, because I connect the dots. I use deductive thinking using my very finely tuned, mentally healthy, atheist, educated brain. I always do that. Keep that in mind. Christianity is a mental illness, is the worst cancer of the neural array ever. And it's expressed in churches, friends, in churches. They keep reading the same book over and over and over for 1,500 years. Raping the brain of children. The brain of children. People worry about children being molested sexually by a priest and by pastors and all that. That's nothing compared to molesting their brains, turning them into psychopaths when they grow up, becoming Christ-psychosis infected doctors, Christ-psychosis infected teachers, disgusting, and Christ-psychosis infected senators and presidents and judges. And they cause a lot of genocides to everyone, like piece of shit, Christ-psychotic George W. Bush. No weapons of mass destruction, invading the wrong country, and thousands killed, sending people to their death because he's the president. He can order people to die because he's a Christian. Jesus appointed him to be president. He says it. Judge, Christ-psychotic infected Scalia, Supreme Court judges, they believe in demons, in 12th century crap due to the disgusting, the sickness that they have, these people, and they're not committed. They're not in the mental, and where do they get the psychosis from and the cancer of the brain? Churches. And atheists, scientists, intellectuals like Dawkins, American atheist, Silverman, the rest of people, Harris and all that, with the tunnel vision goggles, they are blind to reality. They don't protest in churches. No one does it. They let the nuts go crazy and they run circles around them. Atheist TV by Dawkins, what a joke. They don't see the disorder right in front of them. It's like rearranging these chairs in the Titanic. That's how blind American atheists are. So hey, wake up, atheists, scientists, intellectuals. Christ-psychotic infected imbeciles in their churches do circles around you guys because you're stupid and you're clueless. Hey, wake up. God believes it's a brain disease. Deal with the facts. In pace Diorum.